Part 1: The Foundation of Love. I met Elena during my last year of university. She was the quiet girl in the back of the lecture hall who doodled vines and roses in the margins of her notebook. I was drawn to her calm, grounded presence. She listened more than she spoke, but when she did, every word had weight. We married 2 years later, both of us eager to build a future rooted in the simple joy of being understood. Our love wasn't flashy, but it was deep. We took joy in early morning walks, shared tea on rainy days, and made Sunday dinners a sacred ritual. When we bought our modest home just outside the city, it felt like the world finally made sense. The only storm cloud was Elena's mother, Marina. Marina was charming in public but manipulative in private. She had always wanted control over Elena's life, her career, her clothes, even her choice of friends. When I came into the picture, I was a threat to that control. At first, she played nice, brought homemade pies, gave Elena motherly advice about how to keep a man happy. But her smiles never reached her eyes. She always had something subtle to say. "Are you sure he's the right one? You used to be more confident before you met him." I said nothing, thinking time would soften her edge. Then came the baby news. Elena was glowing. I was nervous but ready. We decided not to tell anyone right away, not until we were sure. Somehow, Marina found out within the week. "Oh, darling, that's unexpected," she said, hugging Elena tightly while staring directly at me. "I just hope it doesn't ruin your figure or your marriage." It was then I realized Marina didn't just want influence. She wanted Elena back under her roof, under her thumb. Part 2: Rising Tension and Betrayal. The tension grew like weeds. Marina began dropping by unannounced, criticizing our nursery colors, questioning the safety of our choices. Elena was always more artistic before she settled into this plain life, she'd say while glancing around our home, pretending to straighten a photo frame. One night, Elena came to bed in tears. She said, "I'm failing as a mother already," she whispered, her voice cracking. She said, "I've changed since marrying you." I wrapped my arms around her, helpless against the words that had cut her from someone she trusted. Then came the messages. Marina began texting me. At first, they were innocent, asking about Elena's appointments or offering to drop off soup. But one message stopped me cold. "She won't listen to reason. I thought you'd be smarter. Let's meet and talk without her." I didn't respond. I showed it to Elena, but she just shook her head, her eyes empty. "You don't understand," she said. "This is how she's always been. She controls, manipulates, then plays victim when you call her out." Elena told me stories from her childhood, how Marina had turned her against friends, sabotaged her opportunities, and always made her feel indebted. I felt something twist in my gut. I hadn't married just Elena, I'd married her trauma. The breaking point came at a family dinner. We were halfway through the meal when Marina raised her glass. "To second chances," she said. "Because sometimes people marry too fast and forget who they really are." Everyone went silent. Elena dropped her fork. "That's enough," I said firmly, my voice low but steady. But Marina laughed. "I was just joking." "Why so sensitive?" Elena stood up. "You never joke, Mom. Not without a dagger hidden in your words." She left the room. I followed her, but I knew something had shifted inside her, something that might not return. Part 3: Resolution and Redemption. 2 weeks passed with no contact from Marina. The silence was loud. Elena became distant, as if trapped between guilt and relief. I suggested we see a counselor together. She agreed. In therapy, truth spilled like ink across a white page. "She made me feel like love had to be earned through obedience," Elena said. "And when I chose you, she made me feel like a traitor." I sat there, holding her hand, not as her protector but as her witness. Eventually, Elena called her mother and asked to meet alone. I waited in the car, heart pounding, watching her walk into that cafe like a soldier returning to the battlefield. She came back an hour later, cheeks wet, shoulders square. "I told her the truth," she said. "That I love her. but I love myself now too. And I won't let her destroy the one thing that's real in my life. That night, we curled into each other as the baby kicked gently against her belly. For the first time in months, we felt light. In the weeks that followed, Marina kept her distance. There were no apologies, but there was space. And in that space, we grew. Stronger. Wiser. Together. Elena started painting again. I found myself watching her from the hallway, like I did back in that lecture hall. The woman who had been broken by control was rebuilding herself, and I was lucky to witness it. Our child was born into a home not without scars, but full of truth. Thank you for taking this journey with us. If you have similar stories or experiences, please share them in the comments below. Your thoughts mean a lot.